It's actually starting to feel like we have some real forward motion on the homestead.
Yeah, in our last video, we finally got a working solar system hooked up, bringing power down to our geodesic dome.
And it only took 3 years
Yeah,
to complete that project.
We needed supplies to actually finish the project. It took us a little while to collect them. But since then, life has definitely been a little bit easier, right?
Much easier.
Yeah. I can't believe it. The air conditioner is running off of our solar. Now that we have power in the dome, the next obstacle is to bring water down here. And that's going to be a multi-step process that we're going to get started because we have been collecting the supplies for it over the past few weeks.
The plan is to build a surface to collect our rainwater off of and then actually gravity feed the water from there to our dome.
Here we have the elusive Jes learning to use tools for the first time. Is that a rock you got?
Listen.
The surface won't only act as a rainwater collection surface, but it's also going to house where we're going to store our firewood for it to season, since our only source of heat is a wood stove. Apart from the build, we have a land consultant who's coming to give us some advice on our food forest.
Those are your 3 objectives with water when you are applying permaculture principles.
We get more planting done in our garden.
We make an upgrade to our already cool solar system. I don't know what I did.
We finally acquired the missing piece to help get supplies to the dome that much easier.
And I have a run-in with a not-so-friendly resident on our property. Copperhead came like this close from striking me. It went pshh, and I jumped out of the way. Don't be looking at me. But before we can get started on the rainwater collection build, I need to go to my buddy's welding shop and fabricate the one piece we are still missing.
Dude, that was freaking beautiful. Alright, perfect. Alright, so we'll rip them two apart. Okay, go ahead.
There is definitely an art to welding.
It's more about time in the saddle, dude. Ain't no art to that. You got it.
Sure.
And you did that in about 1/3 of the time that it took you to do the first one.
There we go.
There it is.
Alright, sweet, we're square. Right. Jeez. I managed to get those all the same depth just by eyeing them when I was digging them. Very cool. Whenever I'm doing things, I find a way to make my bad ideas a little bit better. The camera doesn't always show the difficulty it can be of sometimes getting your supplies to where you need them, especially when you're building in the middle of the woods. Man, it felt like that took a lot more energy than it should have. All right, let's get these things poured. We're almost there. I'm really hoping these concrete anchors I made last night work. I mean, they should. They're at least really well made. There's 2 more to go and we're done. I'm gonna let them dry for the next 2 days, make sure they're nice and solid. And then me and Jess are going to start building our lean-to to start collecting rainwater and actually have a location to store and start seasoning some firewood for next winter. I know a lot of you were telling us we need to start prepping and saving up firewood, and we hear you. It's on the list here. So first step, get a place to store it. And not to mention, once we have the rainwater collection system set up on the lean-to, we can then have it gravity fed down to the dome and have pressure inside the dome. Showers. Oh, it's going to be awesome. An indoor shower. Little citronella for working in the garden. At least it's blowing towards me. I like this tool.
Yeah, I know, me too. It really does make it a lot easier, huh?
It does. So this is the bed that we grew our beans in last year. With cabbage, we found out that it's good to plant cabbage in that bed.
Yeah, where you grew your beans the year before. They like the nitrogen that the beans leave behind, and it does them good, so that's exactly what we're filling this bed with.
That's right, beans are soil builders, aren't
Yep.
they? Retaining information in the garden, I love it.
Right.
But we are getting better at gardening every year. We're learning a little bit more. We're trying new things.
Yeah, I don't feel as afraid here.
No, I'm not as intimidated at all.
Yeah.
I know what I got to do. But one thing that comes along with the excitement of garden season is the realization and the remembrance of dealing with the bugs. The past few days have been like, I remember this part of it.
I know.
The ticks, the chiggers, the
little
bitey,
gnats.
the little bitey things, the gnats that don't leave your eyes alone. So we got all the cabbage planted, and Jess makes a Polish dish called halushki that I really like, so having cabbage on hand is not a bad thing in my mind. I really like it.
We love our cabbage and noodle dish, huh?
Cabbage and noodles, and she puts bacon in it, so I guess it's not a traditional halushki, but it tastes really good. And it's so simple and easy to make. So, grow lots of cabbage, we said. What'd you just say?
I said it's always great when you can just sit back and enjoy the vegetables of your labor.
Very true.
Potatoes?
Potatoes. We got a whole lot of potatoes in here. So we got this whole stack here, and then a red potato, and I guess that's a red one there too, and then regular one.
So the root stout method's real simple. You just kind of plant the potatoes on the top of the ground. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this bale of straw, I'm gonna spread it across this garden bed, I'm gonna put a little bit of dirt onto that, I'm gonna throw these potatoes all out here, we're gonna put a little bit more dirt on that, cover that with straw, and just kind of keep layering it as the potatoes grow, so that I only have to like dig through straw dirt to get them out at harvest time. And root stout method, they say it works really well, so
Gonna try it.
I'm gonna do this lazy man potatoes this year.
Lazy man potatoes, is that what they call it?
Yeah, that's what I'm calling
That's what
it.
you're calling it, okay. Need a little more. I'll be right back. Gardening's easy.
This kind, yeah.
Have any of you tried the root stout method before? If so, drop a comment and let us know what the results were for you, how it worked.
Yeah, success or not to success.
Yeah. Or any tips you might have for us.
Yeah.
I'm ready to be done for the night. I'm getting tore up.
I know, the bug bites are ridiculous.
Every 2 seconds. I'm like,
I know.
but
Yeah.
necessary evil, like you said. But it's been a long day.
Yes, it has been.
Pretty. What are you doing? I guess she just left me outside. See you in the morning. You look comfy under the fan.
It feels really good here.
It's hot today.
It is warm, but this feels nice. Me and Rezzy just soaking it up.
The solar battery stays full now. Since we got those panels set up, it's never below like 90%. Except for, I guess, when we first wake up in the morning, it might be in the high 80s, which is awesome. We do have the generator going right now because it's extremely hot, and we got the air conditioner going, which it's really not touching it. It's still really hot in here. We think if we get a sheet and cover that skylight, that it'll help, you know, reduce the amount of sunlight coming in and just baking this place, because as of right now, we can't leave and go anywhere without the dogs because we can't leave them in here alone. It's a little bit cooler under the loft though, huh?
Yeah, being under the loft, it shades you from the skylight, so it doesn't let the sun ever directly hit this area. So it's a lot cooler on this side of the dome than it is over there where the windows are and where there's no loft space.
Which is kind of giving us the idea that in time we could build a whole nother one of these lofts to connect it to it and create like a whole second floor up there instead of just our bed. So
Yeah, make a master bedroom.
make a master bedroom up there, and it would create more blockage from the sun. So we should have went with the solar extractor fan option, but oh well. I tried to save a little bit of money when we first got this thing. I actually cut the,
You were like mowing trees down.
huh?
You were like mowing trees down with it. Like, I don't think you should do that.
The small ones, it doesn't handle that. But I was able to cut the keyhole pretty easily.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Having that mower has really made things easier when cutting the food forest and clearing out spots that are kind of overrun by little small trees and weeds. Very grateful for that, Glenn. Thank you very much. But I was wondering what to do with this space, and now that I have it cleared out, I have all these cuttings of autumn olive, it's called. It's invasive, but it grows everywhere around here, and it has a little edible berry on it.
I'm working on this kale jungle.
All that kale self-seeded from last year, so it's just kind of like everywhere.
Yeah, we didn't notice it here, and then when we went to come to weed it, we saw this kale in here, so I'm trying to preserve it and pick out around it. And then I'm just gonna plant some other greens and stuff in here amongst it to try and
Fill in the space.
Yep.
I do want to take a minute and thank Golden for sending us this 12 volt, 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. Lithium iron phosphate batteries are the newer generation of the lithium family, and I'm seeing a lot of the solar systems set up with them these days. Now, for me to give you an honest review on how well this battery performs, it's going to take me a little while. We haven't really had much use of it yet, except for testing out the solar tracker here and there. Today we're getting ready to set it up for full-time use with the solar tracker so it can continuously track the sun, and we will be giving you updated reviews on how it performs if we have any concerns about it. We have seen other YouTubers use this battery, and the reviews have been pretty good so far. That's one thing me and Jess were talking about. When you get these sponsorships, you get really excited and you want to, try out their products and share it with your following. But to give an honest review, it's going to take us some time. I want to really put it to the test and make sure that what I'm promoting to you or what I'm giving you my opinion on is a quality product. I don't have any concern that this isn't, but time will tell, right? All right, let's get this set up. And if you are interested in buying one right away and you don't want to wait for my review over the next few weeks, there is a link in the description. You can use our code and get a discount. Again, thank you, Golden for sending this to us. We're going to see how it works. I had to enlist Jessica's help because of her tiny fingers.
Tiny fingers come in handy sometimes.
Yes, they do. It took me like 4 tries each time. You get it on the first try. It's on.
Yepper. Oh, you're not gonna put it in the box? Should be stable.
Temporary until I can undo the other racks that we have and move it over here.
That's what we're gonna do ultimately, put it on one of those?
Yeah, put one of those racks over here.
Yeah, okay. But this is pretty stable, to be honest.
It'll work for right now.
Yeah.
Here we go, this is the negative. Last one.
I know, it was giving me a problem.
I think you got it.
Mm-hmm.
His wire is really thick and it's kind of hard to manipulate into these little tiny
Slots,
screws. Yeah. Alright. Shut this waterproof case. Hopefully everything stays connected. Boom. Let's just check. Beautiful.
Yeah. Good job. Nice idea to use the case.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And this thing's protected. We'll make something nicer for it, but for the summer, I think this is just fine, right?
Yeah.
All right, this thing's powered. I mean, we don't have any sun right now, so I think it's supposed to be in this position, but we'll see tomorrow.
Okay.
That was fun, though. I'm proud of us for that.
Yeah.
Some basic wiring, we conquered.
Yeah, and we're gonna zip tie some of these wires all up,
Yeah.
clean this up a little bit. It's not gonna just like stay all dangly like this, but
No, the dogs keep getting tangled in it, so it's going to be bad news if we don't do something with them.
yeah.
All right, I'm done for the night. Okay.
The system.
The system. So much for it stopping within the hour. Every time I come outside, it'll stop for 10 minutes and then start right back up. It feels great though. I'll take this over the heat. I was just getting ready to go back up and finish the rest of the work on the solar system, and a copperhead came like this close from striking me. It went pshh, and I jumped out of the way. Scared the crap out of me. Look at this thing. He's pretty, but he looks dangerous and mean. Don't be looking at me. Now I'm pretty sure that's a copperhead. I'm not 100% positive, I'm no snake expert, but I know enough to stay away from a snake that looks like this. They can be dangerous and poisonous. I don't know what to do now. I definitely don't want my dogs getting bit, but at the same time, I don't like to unalive anything just indiscriminately. Like, he's just living his life, probably just crossing the trail here, so. He's pretty. I just want him to go and get off my property. I know that's a lot to ask of a snake. Can anyone tell me what kind of snake that is from what I just showed you? It's a copperhead, right? I mean, it looks like one. Hopefully my dogs don't get bit. I'm just gonna have to keep an extra close eye on them the next few days. But hey, the rain stopped. That's good. I can get back to work. I don't know what I did.
Awesome.
Okay, I guess we gotta wait and see now if it should just like tick with the sun. We have the solar sensor right here, so I guess we'll see, right? Cool.
Cool.
How nice that is.
It's beautiful.
Come on.
They make a nice mold, but they're a little tough to get off, huh?
Yeah. Beginner mistake tip of the day. If you're going to use a bucket as a concrete mold, it does make a nice little pillar, but make sure you coat the inside of the bucket with oil so it has an easier release when it's done drying. It's kind of a pain in the butt. But I like this, right?
Yeah, it looks nice.
Looks good.
Very aesthetic.
Here we have the elusive Jes learning to use tools for the first time. Is that a rock you got?
Listen, all my education on tools has been on like the Discovery Channel.
You're funny, honey.
It's working.
Okay.
Slowly, but it's working.
Not wrong if it works. That should be our new phrase.
Right. Hand tools are efficient. Have you seen the structures they used to make?
Yes. That'll look good. You ready to build this thing?
I'm ready to build.
Let's get some water down to the dome.
All right.
All right.
Looks nice and square.
They're even with each other. Sweet. For anybody watching us for the first time, we are not builders by any means. We wouldn't have even attempted this a few years ago or even last year without help.
Yeah, no,
So.
not at all. We're doing really good though. I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us too.
We're coming a long way.
We got to stop for just 1 second. Something just arrived that we're really excited to show y'all. We're really happy to have a new toy. New toy. It's been an amazing week. Come on, let's go. I hear him up there. We're coming. Sounds nice. We got our very first truck.
Supply wagon.
Yes, supply wagon, moving things around on the property, and having another vehicle that actually runs is just amazing to me. I'm very happy. We got a truck.
We got a truck. We got a truck. Shake your butt, cause we got a truck.
Yeah, this is definitely going to make life a lot easier up here. Having two vehicles, being able to both get places at the same time, not having to wait and, you know, work around other schedules to get supplies.
Well, that was a big thing. We were always asking others for help in getting supplies, and now this just gives us a little bit more self-sustainability because we can do things ourselves.
That's it.
Plus not bother other people, which I'm really happy about.
Yeah.
I've never had a truck before in my life, so this is my first truck. It's a little bit older, but it's all right.
No, it's all right. It's not four-wheel drive or anything, but it's our supply wagon.
Be able to take the dogs places now, too.
Yeah. All right.
Prettiest truck I've ever seen, and that's because it's ours.
I like it.
I love it. Push into it if you can.
I am. All right.
It's squared up a little bit.
We have a structure.
The beginnings.
Rip. Yeah.
That was a lot today. There was a lot of figuring out and like things not going according to plan in the build of this so far, but we made it work. It's up.
It's square. All
It's
the pieces are connected.
And it's got a little stability to it.
All right.
All right, it's not moving.
I know. I see.
Awesome. I mean, we got a lot of shoring up to do, but it ain't going nowhere for tonight.
Nope. All
Heck
right.
yeah. Good job, hon. Whoa.
Jeez, careful.
Come on, guys. Come on. Let's go. The battery is literally not gone below 13.3 volts yet. Very cool. The solar tracker doesn't really use a lot of energy, so that 245 watt panel that I have charging the Golden Mate battery is probably a little bit of overkill. So I'll probably get a smaller panel to put on there. But so far, the Golden Mate battery is performing as it should. So I have Kerry coming here today. If you remember him from I guess a couple months ago, he helped us get our garden beds ready. He is a land consultant who's pretty versed in a lot of different gardening techniques. He studied permaculture, things like that. He's going to be taking a walk through the food forest with me today and helping me do a little bit of planning out so that I know where I want to plant things. Everything that I planted in there so far has been in the areas that he's directed me to. So, and pretty much all I did was really the outer perimeter so far. But now we're going to start working on filling in the rest. I know a food forest can take years to get planted and to grow and have it the way you want it, sometimes a lifetime. But might as well get started now. I also got to finish that lean-to. And Jess is at work today, so I'm all on my own.
This kind of little island I'm thinking about, I think...
The greenhouse is the plan for right here.
Okay, then let's stack all that together. So, greenhouse with a roof that we're catching the water off of. Let's divert any excess water that's not going into like tank storage into the swales, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. I think that makes sense. I think it makes sense to have it in between this little structure we're talking about, in between your annual garden
And the food forest.
With the very nice feature of and with the way you've kind of got your compost planned out over here, more or less at the highest point of this workspace, so any heavy finished material is moving downhill. Did you have a general footprint in mind for the greenhouse size-wise, square footage?
It's 38 foot long.
38?
By 15 foot wide, 12 to 15 foot wide, something like that.
Okay. we'll flag this off after a while, but with this much slope, we've got a gentle slope. We're not too steep. This is an appropriate grade for putting in swales. So for folks who are new to swales, this is part of water capture, and this is a tree planting system. A swale is basically a ditch that follows the contour of the land. The swale itself, it will kind of snake as it follows the contour. By following the contour, we achieve the objective of keeping the basin of the swale level. This is rather important.
And what is the purpose of a swale for?
So the swale is going to sink, spread, and kind of collect water and get it underground where the root systems of all these plants and trees that are already here and the ones we'll add can get to it better.
So basically, you don't want the water running off your property. I remember Kerry telling us this the first time he came to the property to see it. So basically, we're going to be capturing the water, utilizing it, and keeping it here in the food forest.
Yes. So slowing, sinking, spreading. Those are your three objectives with water when you are applying permaculture principles. Go over with you guys is, what do you want to grow? What do you want to have out here? We can pretty much do anything you want with the exception of citrus.
Right, that would be a greenhouse thing if anything.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the figs, especially the Chicago Hardy. They do well here. You can treat them like a shrub level, but they can get big too. So you can put them on an edge. You can let them get really big.
So are there no-nos to what you plant in a food forest? Let's go with that, because my idea was, I think, a little bit different.
Okay.
I guess what I'm asking, is it more fruit and stuff and berries, or is it I'm saying food, but when I say stuff that's like in the annual garden too at the same time?
In my case, almost everything I put in the food forest is a perennial.
Okay.
So it's a fruit tree, it's a berry bush, it's smaller nut bushes like hazelnuts, or if the space is appropriate, big nut trees, some chestnut, hickory nut, things like that. You can absolutely throw in things like a root crop. So in some areas I will plant radishes or carrots or anything like that. Anytime I need to kind of fill in a space for just a short amount of time, I'll throw in an annual. I mean, like for instance, right now I've got all this space on the ground level of my food forest, and I had way more pumpkin plants than I really needed in the regular garden, so I just dug them into the wood chips there.
Okay.
And and theoretically, if the rabbits don't wipe me out, we'll have some pumpkins, and they're just rambling on the ground. They're not hurting anything. We're just gonna look at the contour of the land. I'm just gonna put a flag about every 10 feet or so. Like I said, this one is fairly easy because I don't think we have a big change in elevation between the two end flags. The main reason we want to get this relatively level is because we don't want to inadvertently shunt a whole bunch of water to one end or the other.
Okay.
We want to try to get it in as evenly as possible. And one of the things you can do is kind of get down closer to flag level.
Okay.
And can you just kind of see the bend the land makes on its own? Like this flag needs to come in a little bit, but this one's fairly simple because when you get a lot of this stuff, it's a little
harder to see.
It ends up looking like a snake.
Right.
The swale does. But this one is just kind of this very gentle, not even quite a C curve. So you would dig here, take this material,
put it on the other side?
Berm.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're going to have a berm the entire way on the right side of these flags?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Berm always on the downhill side.
While Kerry's over there updating his notes, I'm going to get in here and pick a strawberry. I just had one. They're delicious. He gave me some good ideas, though. We're probably going to have to replant these strawberries in one of the berms that we're going to create for the swell, and that's because we're having a big ant problem over here, and they're sometimes eating them before we can get to them. I mean, you can see right here, that's an anthill, and it's right next to all our strawberries, so looks like some have actually already been eaten. Let's see here. Oh my God, that is delicious. That's probably one of the best strawberries I've ever had yet. It's probably because we grow it, but that was juicy and sweet. So in the fall, I think I am going to just replant them along this berm the whole way down there. And then we could put a whole bunch of pollinators and some other things on that little hill right there. Every time Carrie does come here, I've got about 50 more ideas of things I can do, which is a good thing. This is going to be something that I think I'm going to be working on for a lifetime, adding to, taking away, trying different things. I think that's part of the fun process of it.
Just making sure your to-do list doesn't get too short.
Yeah, can't have it too short of a to-do list. Just won't allow it. Carrie came not only bearing the gift of knowledge, but he brought a little something for us. Ooh.
I do have a surprise. So this is a Rose of Sharon, also known as a hardy hibiscus, depending on who you ask around here and where they're from. This is a perennial hibiscus. The flowers are edible and medicinal, makes wonderful teas. Pretty much all the plant
I love hibiscus tea.
Yeah, so you will be able to, you can put this in your food forest. You can count this as a shrub layer.
Nice.
You find these, I mean, they're very common here. They set a lot of seeds, so you'll see babies come up, so you'll be able to add more.
Nice.
Or, you know, use them to trade with folks. I got you some beefsteak tomatoes. I thought I had Marzanos left, but I couldn't find them.
Okay,
so I must have already put them in the garden in one of my frenzies. Beefsteak. The 6-pack is a pickling cucumber, and then these guys are like a jack-o'-lantern style pumpkin.
Very nice.
So
Jess will be really excited when she gets home.
They are ready to be planted, so.
Well, that's on our task to do tonight.
Cool.
Appreciate your help, my friend.
Glad to help.
So.
Always happy to see what you guys have going on out here.
A lot's changed since the last time you've been here, right?
Yep.
We got a lot of things going on.
Yep.
But I really appreciate you coming out here and giving me some advice on the food forest. I know a lot of you have been asking me what the progress was going to be on that. Well, I got a definite plan of action now. Know what I'm going to be doing. And anyone else who needs some advice on or land consultation, Strong Roots Resources, there'll be a link in the description. Reach out to Carrie. Not only is he good at his job, but he's a friend of mine. Again, thank you very much.
You got it.
Alrighty.
All right. Now, we built this ourselves with no help.
No help.
At all.
Design, wood buying, and build was all us.
It's just the frame so far. We still got to put the roof on, but it had a little bit of movement. We even fabricated the concrete anchors.
We did.
From scratch, so.
Which we had help with.
We did have help with that. Thank you very much, Carl.
Yes, Carl, thank you.
All right. Solid.
That's great.
Solid.
Guys, are you witnessing this? Very nice.
It's pretty solid. I mean, yeah.
I like it.
Oh,
the trusses will probably do a little more.
We got a little bit of movement that way.
Yeah, but that's to be expected. Yeah, I like it, and it's plenty big enough.
Lots of room for activities.
Yeah, lots of room. And I would say there's like room for about 6 pallets in here, so.
That's a lot of firewood.
That's a lot of firewood, yeah.
Our friend Shannon has been on us about saving up firewood for the next year, so here you go, Shannon.
Yes, we are already ready to get started, so we can start filling this.
Yes.
How long do you think?
got more food that's ready to be planted in the garden. It's actually a little bit past due when we should put it in the garden, but
Yeah, it's ready though.
better late than never.
Yeah, right before a good rain.
We're about to have like 6 days of straight rain, I think.
Yep, quite a few rain days ahead of us, so let's try to get this stuff in the garden before we miss out on that rain. All right. We're actually going to try a different little technique this year, and we're going to put a garden fabric down on the bed with our tomatoes for weed control and to just kind of see how it performs.
We're going to try a few different methods. So
yeah,
we have like a little
just
bit
the
of
tomatoes this year are going to be for sure in the carpet.
Yeah, and we're going to use leaf mulch for the rest of the beds. We're just kind of testing out to see what works better, because last year, if you remember, because I sure do, the amount of labor input that was needed to keep the weeds out of the garden, and it just quickly overtook with how much space we have. It just became like unmanageable, and
Some of the weeds got like this high.
Yeah, it made gardening not fun. So we want to try a few different things this year to see what's going to work best for us. It's not our first choice, but it was sent to us by Beaver, and we're just going to give it a try.
Yep, give it a whirl, see how it does. We've clearly invaded an ant house.
Then we can move this over. Yeah.
I'm ready to call it. Raining too hard for me. I'm done.
All right, yeah, we can finish these tomorrow.
Okay.
You think it could be all right laid over like that?
Yeah. I think they're safer laid over than they are standing, probably.
You getting wet?
I know what you did last summer. That's what I feel like in this big raincoat. Raincoats are great, but it just all runs down to your legs.
Honestly, all this cold water is feeling a little bit refreshing after the oppressive heat we've been having. I mean, it hasn't been that bad, but the fact that we were so used to the cold still and it's just starting to get warm takes a little getting used to. I promise you, no matter what any YouTuber shows you in their videos, living off-grid is not all rainbows and sunshine. Go! Go! Go!
Put her in a crate. Just do one bag at a
Come on,
time.
great!
Come on, Dan, Sally, get down.
Sally, in the crate!
Come on.
Come on!
Kennel up.
They smell disgusting.
I've been dealing with wet dog all damn day.
I know you do. All right, I think I'm going to stop there for this week. I'm still having a little bit of movement on going this way, and I can't figure out how to get it to stop, so I don't know. I don't want to rush this thing and get up there and put the tin roof on and it not be as stable as we want it to be. But we still made some pretty good progress. So I thought I over-engineered this thing and that it was going to be as solid as a rock, but I mean, it's pretty solid going back to front, but side to side, it's got a little bit of movement. So maybe some of you experienced seasoned builders can drop a comment and give me some ideas. Hopefully you can see how I put this together and how I supported it, but I don't know. Always best not to rush anyway. I want this thing to last as long as possible. I can't believe it. The air conditioner is running off of our solar. Heck yeah! Well, we're at the end of this week's vlog, and we wanted to end it with a special thanks to all our friends and family. It's only been through your guidance and support that our dream of an off-grid life is even becoming a reality.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
It is.
We're very grateful for that, so yes, thank you. And without our channel members and you viewers, this channel would just be
A diary.
a diary. So thank you so much for building this community with us and being part of our journey.
Yes, thank you very much. We love you all. And I also wanted to give a quick shout out to Charlie from Lumber King in Oneida. Without him, I wouldn't have been able to get this project done in a budget-friendly way. So
Yeah,
thank you very much for everything you did to help us. The lean-to's looking great.
It really is.
And
so
I'm sure we'll be
thank
seeing you again. So if you are in the Oneida area, go check out Lumber King. Not sponsored by them. Just really nice guy and helped us out, and we love some more supporting small businesses. So, all right. Well, we will see you next time. We got a lot done this week, and we're looking forward to even more than in the next video.
Yes.
Just remember, everybody, keep growing. We love you. We'll see you next time. Another special thank you to Nomad Internet, the only way Jes and I are able to upload our off-grid vlogs while living deep in the woods of Tennessee. There's a link in the description for more information.